I'm going to take up one another practical question. Suppose during the year in a firm, these 4 journal entries were passed. Cash account debit to capital account rupees 5,000, purchases account debit to cash account 1,000, C to sales 3,000, carries inward to cash rupees 1,000, and closing stock as on 31st March 2013 rupees 200. Now we have to start ledger posting. Let's see how many items or accounts are involved in these journal entries. Number 1, cash account. Number 2, capital account. Number 3, purchases. Number 4, C. Number 5, sales. Number 6, carries inward. So 6 items or 6 accounts are involved in the journal entries during the year. Let's start ledger posting. First of all, open cash account. So first journal entry is cash account debit to capital account rupees 5,000. It means debit cash account and credit capital account. Come to the cash account. On debit side, write down to capital account rupees 5,000. And in the capital account, on credit side, write down by cash account rupees 5,000. Then move to the next journal entry. Purchases account debit to cash account rupees 1,000. It means debit purchases account, credit cash account. Move to the purchase account. On debit side, to cash account rupees 1,000, in the date column 2, and then in the cash account on credit side, number 2, by purchase account rupees 1,000. Now the journal entry number 3, C to sales rupees 3,000. It means debit C account and credit sales account. Move to C's account or C. C debit rupees 3,000. What it means? C should be debited by rupees 3,000, or we can say 3,000 should be written on debit side of C in the ledger. And on debit side, please write down rupees 3,000. And what will be the narration? To sales, because opposite C, the account is to sales account. And the date will be 3. Now to sales account, rupees 3,000. It means sales account should be credited by rupees 3,000 in the ledger posting. Move to sales account. On credit side, write down 3 in the date column, then write down 3,000 on the credit side of amount column. What it means? Sales count has been credited by rupees 3,000 because this amount has been written on the credit side of sales count. In other words, we can say sales count has been posted by rupees 3,000 on credit. Now move to the next journal entry, carries inward account debit to cash account rupees 1,000. Carries inward account debit 1,000. What it means? Debit carries inward account by rupees 1,000. Move to carries inward account, and carries inward should be debited by rupees 1,000. It means 1,000 should be written on the debit side of carries inward account in the amount column. So the date will be 4, and what will be the narration? To cash account, because when carries inward was debited, the opposite account was to cash. I have written to cash account. Now cash account has been credited by rupees 1,000. Come to the credit side of cash account, and on credit side, please write down rupees 1,000. Credit cash account means write down 1,000 on the credit side of cash account. It means cash account has been credited by rupees 1,000, or in other words, cash account has been posted by rupees 1,000 on credit. In this way, we have completed the ledger posting. Closing stock was rupees 200. Now what we have to do? We have to balance all the ledgers. To balance all the ledgers means we have to find out the closing balance of each and every account. What is closing balance? That is the amount supplied to the weaker side to make the totals equal. So let's have a look at the cash count. On debit side, the total is 5,000, but on credit side, the total is only rupees 2,000. So on 31st March 2013, buy balance CD rupees 3,000. Now the total on both sides, rupees 5,000. Be careful. The closing balances are always calculated only on the day of closing. So I'm going to assume that today it's the closing and the date is 31st March 2013. Now move to capital account. The total on credit side rupees 5,000. So on debit side, what will you write down? To balance CD rupees 5,000. Total on both sides rupees 5,000. Move to purchases account. The total on debit side is rupees 1,000. So what will you write down? Buy balance CD rupees 1,000. Now move to C. You can write down C or you can write down C's account, whatever you like. But personally, I don't like to use account or apostrophe with the personal account, means the name of any person. Debit side, the total is 3,000. So on credit side, please write down buy balance CD rupees 3,000. Now the total on both sides, rupees 3,000. Now sales account. Credit side, the total is 3,000. On debit side, please write down to balance CD rupees 3,000. Now total on both sides, rupees 3,000. Carries inward account. Debit side total is 1,000. So on credit side, please write down buy balance CD rupees 1,000. In this way, I have calculated the closing balance of each and every account. First of all, the transactions were converted into journal entries, and on the basis of journal entry, ledger posting was done. After ledger posting, the closing balances were calculated for each and every account. Then it is the turn of trial balance. So write down trial balance as on 31st March 2013. So first of all, find out the closing balance of cash. It's a buy balance CD on credit side rupees 3,000. It will be moved to debit side of trial balance. Cash rupees 3,000. Now capital account. To balance CD rupees 5,000. It will go to the credit of trial balance. That will be capital rupees 5,000. Now purchase account. Buy balance CD rupees 1,000. It will move to the debit of trial balance. Purchases rupees 1,000. And then C. On credit side, it is buy balance CD. It will move to the debit of trial balance. C rupees 3,000. You know, I am using the scissors style. Left item is going to right and right item is going to left. After C, it's a sales account. To balance CD rupees 3,000. It is on the debit side. It will move to the credit side. Sales rupees 3,000. Now carries inward account. Buy balance CD rupees 1,000 on credit side. It will go to the debit of trial balance. Carries inward rupees 1,000. Basically, when I say the debit side of trial balance or credit side of trial balance, what I am trying to say means the list of debit balances and list of the credit balances. In fact, there is no debit or credit side of trial balance. So now have a look at the trial balance. The total on both sides is rupees 8,000. Be careful. If the totals of trial balance agree on both sides, it means no clerical mistake has been made during the year. Everything has been done perfectly. Now what will happen to the closing stock? It will be written at the footnotes of trial balance. Closing stock as on 31st March 2013, rupees 200. In this accounting cycle, journal entries are converted into ledger posting, and on the basis of ledger posting, trial balance is prepared, and on the basis of trial balance, final accounts are prepared. Still, I have to teach you how to make final accounts on the basis of trial balance. I will teach you in the upcoming episodes.